as we get ready for my upcoming Hazbin Hotel Lucifer song, Broken Devil, releasing this Saturday at 5 p.m., I revealed something that apparently sent quite a few of you straight to Google. Now, Frederick and Bethesda von Eldrich will make cameos in the music video as Lucifer reminisces about his past in hell and about how blind he may have been to certain things because he was completely enamored with Lilith. And a surprising number of you asked, who the hell are the Von Eldritches? Which is honestly a fair question. Because despite being connected to the Morningstar family, Charlie's romantic history, and some very old Hazbin Hotel lore, the Von Eldritches have spent most of their existence lurking in photographs, background cameos, old live streams, and the deepest pits of Hazbin trivia. So, I went digging for clues so you don't have to, and we're starting with the juiciest part, Charlie's ex-boyfriend. Yes, Charlie Morningstar has an ex-boyfriend. His name is Seviathan von Eldrich, and he is the son of Frederick and Bethesda von Eldrich, and the brother of Charlie's longtime rival, Helsa. Seviathan is a male hellborn demon who apparently attended school with Charlie when they were younger. And we know these two weren't just casually hanging out. They went to Hell School prom together. Imagine being Lucifer Morningstar and having to take prom pictures while your daughter leaves the house with some guy named Seviathan. I'm sure that went well. Our first glimpse of Seviathan actually dates all the way back to the original Hazbin Hotel pilot, where photographs of the Von Eldritches could be spotted in the background. But Seviathan survived the transition from the pilot into the official series. In Season 1, episode Dad Beat Dad, we can briefly see an updated photograph of Charlie and Seviathan together in Lucifer's room, meaning Lucifer apparently still has a picture of his daughter and her ex-boyfriend. Charlie, you might want to talk to your dad about cleaning out the old family photo albums. But at some point after their prom days, Charlie and Seviathan broke up. But why? We don't know. And naturally, when canon refuses to provide answers, fandom immediately gets to work. One fan comic imagines their breakup happening because Seviathan doesn't believe in Charlie's dream of redeeming sinners. In the comic, he mocks the idea of redemption while Charlie becomes increasingly frustrated that he refuses to take her beliefs seriously. And while that comic is purely fan-made, the idea isn't completely incompatible with what we've heard about Seviathan's personality. According to comments from Faustisse during old Hazbin Hotel development streams, Seviathan was envisioned as a quote-unquote big jerk Chad. Interestingly, he wasn't necessarily described as some diabolical mastermind. He's apparently more of an ignorant, self-absorbed meathead. So, perhaps Charlie didn't escape from an evil boyfriend. She escaped the demonic equivalent of a rich, high school quarterback who thinks philosophy is a brand of bottled water or perfume. And if Seviathan repeatedly dismissed Charlie's ideas and ambitions, you can certainly imagine why that relationship might not have lasted. But again, that part is theory. Until the series tells us otherwise, the actual reason for their breakup remains unknown. So what about Seviathan's relationship with his sister? According to Faustisse, it's surprisingly neutral. They apparently don't hate each other, they just don't particularly care what the other one is doing. Both siblings are extremely self-involved and occupied with their own lives, schemes, evil plots, that sort of thing. Which may be the most realistic sibling relationship in hell. No dramatic blood feud, no attempted murder, just, oh, you're still here, bro? Unfortunately, sis. So, there is also a fan theory that Helsa's dislike of Charlie may have contributed to Charlie and Seviathan's relationship problems. Again, we have no confirmation of that. But, considering Helsa's personality, I don't exactly imagine her enthusiastically helping Charlie pick out anniversary presents for her brother. Even Seviathan's name gives us a clue about the family's aesthetic. Seviathan appears to be a play on the word Leviathan, the enormous sea creature famously described in the Book of Job. And the surname Eldritch means something strange, sinister, ghostly, or otherworldly. The German quote-unquote von part traditionally means of or from and is commonly associated with aristocratic surnames. So even before we get to their character designs, their family name is basically screaming old money sea monster demons. Subtle. So how serious were Charlie and Seviathan? Back in February of 2019, Pop mentioned that before Vaggie, Charlie had previously been in at least one very serious relationship. She didn't identify the person in that statement, so we can't exactly say she meant Seviathan, but considering he's the only serious ex-boyfriend we've been introduced to so far, he's certainly the obvious candidate. Vizzy also discussed the relationship between the Morningstars and the Von Eldriches during an old live stream, explaining that wealthy, powerful families tend to associate with other wealthy, powerful families. Which explains why we have photographs showing the two families together. This wasn't simply, hey Charlie, bring your weird boyfriend over for dinner. Their families knew each other. That makes Seviathan and Charlie's relationship much more interesting. Were they childhood friends? Did their parents encourage the relationship? Did everyone secretly expect the two to eventually marry? We don't know, but you can see why fans have been theorizing about it for years. We also know that Von Eldritches are hell-born demons, meaning unlike sinners, they're capable of having children, which brings us to Seviathan's charming little sister, and by charming I mean not charming, Helsa von Eldrich is Seviathan's sister and Charlie Morningstar's established rival. She actually appears in the original Hazbin Hotel pilot during the song that Charlie is singing. Inside of every demon is a rainbow. Charlie refers to Helsa as a loser, and Helsa takes that about as well as you'd expect. She becomes furious and transforms into a much more monstrous demonic form. Her teeth become sharper while multiple glowing eldritch eyes and other horrifying features appear across her body. Her normal design already hints heavily at an aquatic or eldritch theme. Her extremely long hair resembles curling tentacles, almost like those of an octopus. So, apparently somewhere in hell, there is an entire family of rich, attractive, love-crafting seafood. Good to know. Although, Alistair might consider the entire family to be a big seafood buffet. Uh-oh. If you're wondering what Helsa's personality is supposed to be like, we actually have a surprisingly good comparison. Pop compared her to Regina George from that movie Mean Girls. She's the stereotypical rich, popular girl who isn't accidentally rude. She's deliberately mean. Faustisse similarly described Helsa as a very smart kind of evil, which makes her an interesting contrast to her brother. Seviathan seems to be more of a dumb jerk, and Helsa knows exactly what she's doing. Essentially, Seviathan insults you because he's an idiot, and Helsa insults you because she spent 25 minutes figuring out which of your insecurities would hurt the most. Vizzy also described Helsa as a rich girl demon who frequently butts heads with Charlie, and once mentioned that other song, Apex Predator from the movie Mean Girls, reminded her of Helsa. So, the Regina George comparison is apparently not subtle. Helsa and Charlie are rivals. Unfortunately, we still don't know exactly how that rivalry began. Did they compete at Hell School? Did Helsa hate Charlie before Charlie dated her brother? Did Seviathan dating Charlie make everything worse? Or have these two simply despised each other since childhood? Until Helsa finally walks into the series and starts causing problems, we can only speculate. Finally, we have the parents. And this is where information becomes extremely limited. The patriarch of the family is Frederick von Eldrich, and his wife is Bethesda von Eldrich. They are the parents of Seviathan and Helsa and have been depicted alongside the Morningstar family. Beyond that, we know remarkably little. Their old artwork does give us some interesting visual clues, though. The family shares that strange, aquatic, eldritch aesthetic, green coloration, monstrous eyes, sharp teeth, and designs that seem deliberately Lovecraftian. And Frederick and Bethesda appear remarkably affectionate with one another. Personally, anytime I look at Frederick's pencil mustache and the way those two are posed together, I can't help thinking of another famous Gothic power couple, Gomez and Morticia Adams. Whether that's intentional, I have absolutely no idea. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Lilith also appeared to be close to the Von Eldrich family, and when she makes her return in Season 3, might want to rekindle some of those old alliances of hers. Will the Von Eldriches finally return? See, that's the big question. These characters have existed in the background of Hazbin Hotel lore for years. Their designs may evolve, old development information may change, and anything coming from old live streams should always be treated with some caution until the current series confirms it. But Seviathan's updated photograph appearing in Dad Beat Dad is particularly interesting because it means Charlie's relationship with him wasn't simply forgotten when the series moved beyond the pilot. The Von Eldriches are still part of Charlie's history. So will Seviathan finally appear? Will Hellsa return and resume her rivalry with Charlie? Will we meet Frederick and Bethesda? And most importantly, how catastrophically awkward is it going to be when Vaggie meets Charlie's ex? For now, we'll have to wait. But you won't have to wait very long to see my interpretation of Frederick and Bethesda von Eldrich. They'll appear in my upcoming Lucifer fan song, Broken Devil, where Lucifer looks back on his relationship with Lilith and begins realizing there were warning signs he completely failed to see. Broken Devil premieres this Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and now, when Frederick and Bethesda show up in the background, you'll actually know who the hell they are.